Hello. You all right? I'm going to tell you today something I told you before. My Grandad Sam from Tividale. You remember him? He won the pools, football pools. Quite a lot of money it was as well when he won it. A few years ago, we'd just gone decimal. So I think it must have been early 70s. And he won all this money. And he said to his wife, Lily, he said, look, I've always wanted a Rolls Royce Silver Cloud. So I'm going to go and get one. And then this weekend, we'll go out. We'll go to Bridge North and we'll go to Stourport in my Rolls Royce and show off a bit because I've won all this money. So off he went. And he went to Dudley. He went to that posh garage. You know the one, just up from Coronation Gardens, up from the Technical College, back of the zoo, near Queen Mary Ballroom, top of Castle Hill. And he went in and they'd got some lovely Rolls Royces on display. And the salesman come over and my Grandad Sam said, now look, he said, I know I look a bit rough, but I've got a letter here and it says that I've won the football pools and you can see it's a few £100,000. I've always wanted a Rolls Royce Silver Cloud and I quite fancy that one over there, that blue one. And the salesman, who was posh, I think he was from Edgbaston, said, oh, that is powder blue. Good choice. Lovely, lovely colour. Why don't you sit in the driving seat and I'll tell you about a few of the features. So they got in the car and my Grandad held the steering wheel and the salesman said, notice the tan leather upholstery. Notice the walnut wood dashboard. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And notice the real wooden steering wheel. Perfect. It's got climate control. First of its kind in the world, got climate control. Beautiful, beautiful car. And it can be yours within days. Have you driven a Rolls Royce before, sir? My Grandad said, no, aye. Ah. Perhaps you might be better getting something less powerful. It may be too powerful and too large for you. You see, if you look out the windscreen, on a clear day you can see the end of the bonnet. And it may be a little too large for sir. Try something smaller. I would recommend Cortina Estate. Well, my Grandad was very pleased, but off he went. And he went to Shuker's garage. You know Shuker's, Aylesbury. And he went in and he said to the salesman, he said, I've won all this money on the pools and someone's recommended that I try a Cortina Estate. And the salesman said, oh, good choice that. He said, we've got one over here. It's only got a few 100 miles on the clock. It's a demonstration model, FEA 960J. Lovely, lovely car. You ought to try it. It's got 2 windscreen wipers because it's the deluxe model. It's got 2 sun visors because it's the deluxe model. And it's even got some rubber mats. So, yeah, sit in it and I'll tell you a bit about it. You'll notice it's got flow plastic upholstery. And you'll notice that it's got a fiberglass steering wheel. And you'll notice it's got a cigarette lighter. So that I'm all there, all the extras are there, sir. Tell me, have you driven a Ford Cortina before? And my Grandad said, no, I've never driven one. Ah. Said you maybe as well to have something smaller, less powerful to start with. Why don't you try Vauxhall Viva? That'd do, you're a Vauxhall Viva. So my Grandad went through Brierley Hill, down near Amblecote, and he went to the Vauxhall garage. And he said to the salesman, I've been told the best car for me would be a Vauxhall Viva. And the salesman said, well, we have a brand new one over there, sir. It's dark green, British racing green. If you'd care to sit in it with me, look, it's got ashtrays, got windscreen wipers. It's even got carpet, because it's the deluxe model. So I think I'd be happy with it. Have you driven a Vauxhall Viva before? And my Grandad said, no, aye. Oh, he said, You might be as well to get something a bit smaller and less powerful. Why don't you try one of them new ones, the Datsun Micro? They'd be all right for you. So Grandad got on the bus and he went to Dudley Port, the Nissan garage, and he said to the bloke, he said, I've been told that a Nissan Micra, a little one, not too powerful, would be all right for me. What do you think? And the salesman said, well, have a sit in, see what you think. He said, we do it in bright yellow, bright green or bright orange. Whatever you like, we can get it you within days. Now, before I sell it to you, have you ever driven a Datsun Micro before? Because them a bit, them a bit new, them a bit peculiar. Have you ever? No, I. Oh, well, so you might be as well to have something less powerful to start off with. Why don't you try a moped? Go to the motorcycle shop in Dudley and ask if you can try one of them little mopeds with the pedals on it. So you turn the pedals and it starts going because it's less powerful. So my granddad Sammy goes to Dudley, goes to the motorbike shop. And he said, I've been told, I'm starting driving. He said, I've been told a moped might be ideal. He said, well, we've got one over here, a brand new one, bright red. It's got the mud guards on it. It's got everything. 2-stroke, you'd like it. Have you driven a moped before? Oh, he said, I haven't really, no. He said, well, I tell you what, why don't you start off with something a bit more stable, but not so powerful? Why don't you go and try a Reliant Robin? So my granddad got on the bus and he went to Corbett's, Corbett's, bottom of Netherton, and he saw this Robin Reliant drop-head coupe, and he said to the salesman, I've been told that this is just the car for me, this Robin Reliant. And the salesman said, well, have a sit in it, see how you feel. He said, it's a bit unstable when it goes round corners. He said, but you'll get used to it. You have driven one before, are you? My granddad said, no, I really. And the salesman said, well, if I were you, I'd try perhaps some sort of little moped scoot. Oh, he said, I've been told that's too powerful for me. Anything else you can recommend? Well, what about a push bike? Go to Criterion, the bike shop in Dudley, and ask them for a nice push bike. They're very powerful. You should get the hang of that. So my granddad goes to Criterion Cycles, High Street, Dudley. And he said to the salesman, I've been told I should start with a push bike till I get used to it before I go into a car. What have you got? So we've got a lovely rally over there. Drop-head handlebars, it's beautiful. Bright green, you'd like that. It's got its pump. 16 gears. Door shift when you want it to. You've driven one before, eh? You've had a bike before. You know what it's like, to be honest. And my granddad said, no, I've never been on a bike before. Oh, he said, you might find it a bit much to start off with. Why don't you go down the Fountain Arcade? Go to the toy shop at the bottom of the Fountain Arcade and try a pair of roller skates. Just to start you off, get used to them and then work yourself up. So my granddad said, oh, all right, I'll give it a go. So he goes to the toy shop. You know where I mean, bottom of Fountain Arcade, near Saracen's Head, right at the bottom. And he said to the bloke in there, he said, I've been told, I'd really want to drive a car, but I've been told that I ought to start off with some roller skates, see how I get on. And the man said, well, yeah, we've got some over there, them lovely. Them adjustable, they've got rubber wheels, and they've got ball bearings, so really smooth ride. But you've been on a pair of roller skates before, have you? And my granddad said, well, no, I've never done any roller skatering at all. No roller skating have I done. Oh, said the man. Well, in that case, why don't you start off with a hula hoop and a stick? You get your hula hoop and you roll it along with your stick. Keep rolling it, keep it going with your stick. And get used to that and then come back and work up. My granddad said, all right then. How much am they? He said, well, we've got a bright yellow one over there, and that's 50p, including special offer this week only, including the stick, 50p. Why don't you have that? My Grandad Sam said, oh, all right, I'll take that. So he got this hula hoop and the stick, and he started rolling the hula hoop and the stick, and he went up onto the high street. Now he decided to go home Oakham Road way, so he went down by Flood Street, by the Green Man, the pub, Flood Street, and up the back there. And he was getting a bit tired because he was doing this stick and driving it home. So he decided he'd go in for a pint in the Struggling Man. You know where the Struggling Man is. So he went in there and he parked up his hula hoop and his stick on the car park. And he went in and he said, I'll have a pint, please, and some pork scratchings. Great, busting out. And he had his pint and he went out and the hula hoop had gone. His stick and his hula hoop. It had been stolen. Well, he was very happy. He'd only just bought it, 50p, in new money. So he went back in and he said to the landlord, he said, hey, yo, he said, my hula hoop and stick have been nicked off the car park. I ain't very happy, I've only just bought it, 50p, Fountain Arcade toy shop. What am I going to do? And the landlord said, hey, don't worry. He said, it happens every now and again round here. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 50p. Go and get yourself another one. My Grandad said, that ain't the point. That ain't the point at all. How am I going to get home? Ta-ra a bit. See you soon. I must go. I've got to go and get my brushes out. I've got to sweep my Grandad's chimney tomorrow. So take care. Ta-ra. Keep out your road. And please do remember, thank your mother for the palings. Ta-ra.